Mock Draft Monday. Welcome back to the Birdhouse Dynasty Show and tonight's live mock draft. We are going to hold. It is going to be a 12-team Superflex tight end premium format. We are not using any NFL mock draft in particular, but we will be able to go through the tiers that I see right now with the rookies. And so that can help you once we have actual landing spots, right? So the reason that I like going through the talent evaluation tiers right now is that so we aren't putting too much into the landing spots once they do happen in about a month's time right now. So we are sitting right now. It is Monday, March 24th. We are about 4 weeks away from the actual NFL draft happening. And so what I want to help impress on you is the talent tiers right now. And so we'll go over those because we have really no idea. I mean, there's been absolutely no first round picks traded so far. This could be the first time in quite a while that there haven't been any first round picks traded. I mean, I can't remember a draft where there weren't any first round picks traded. So I guarantee you there will probably be a few traded on either the, days leading up to the draft or on draft night. Most likely both will happen. But yeah, the roll in the house. What's up? How you doing tonight? Ready to do a mock draft? I've got the link set up right there for you. Let's get you into the draft room. If you want to join, go ahead. By all means, love to have you join in on the mock draft. Here we go. I'll share the board for you guys. There it is. So if you want to click on that link that is in the chat there, you can go ahead and join the mock draft. If you're having trouble getting in on it, let me know. I want to have as much viewer participation as possible. Or if you are just here to rather, just watch, that's fine too. Okay, we got a couple guys in here, the roll, and like brownies in the house too. All right, nice to see you guys. We're gonna give the others a few minutes to join in, and then we will commence with the draft. So, how you guys doing tonight? Have you done any other mock drafts up until this point? Let me know. I have been doing these mock drafts since January, so I am getting well versed in these. We've developed some tiers. The roll says he's done a ton of mocks. Good. So you're pretty familiar with it. Now, if you'd like, what we could do, if it's just the three of us, if I don't get many more others that want to actually draft, they just want to watch, us three could just take the first 3 picks, and then we could each go, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's fine with me. You just would have to type in the chat who you want to pick. I'll have to enter them in. If that's fine with you, then we're making all the picks essentially. So whoever has the 1 pick would get the 4 pick, the 7 pick, and all right, sounds good. Cool. So if you want to change your spot, the roll to like pick 2 or 3, then, and I'll take the other one, we can just go ahead and do it that way. I think that would be more fun for us all. I don't want to have the computer. The ADP hasn't really. It's adjusted somewhat, but not completely. At least, especially once you get to rounds 2, 3, and 4, I don't think it has completely adjusted yet. Some of the dudes that performed well They haven't been moved up quite yet. All right. So I'm going to claim the third spot there. There we go. And let's do it. Let's get drafting. Brownies, you going to take somebody different, or are you going chalk? Just go ahead and let me know who you want. Type it in and I'll enter it in on the draft board. You want Genty or somebody else? Hopefully he is listening. I'm assuming he is. Yes. So the roll, are you picking 12th? Is that where you? Oh, he typed it in on the sleeper chat. Oh, okay. All right. I will. Let me see if I can. There we go. Okay. Awesome. I can do that. There we go. Who you going with, roll? Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. You going Amarian? All right. Easy enough. Okay, so here is the first dilemma, so to speak, in the draft, I guess you could say. For me, at least, it would be between Cam Ward and Ted McMillan. And so not sure with the rumors on Ted where he could be drafted anywhere from pick like 4 to the Patriots all the way down to, I've seen him mocked all the way down to the Chargers at pick whatever they have, 22 or 23. I'm going to lean Cam Ward for now, and that's the way I am going to go. We're doing a 12-team flex tight end premium, make it at just a half-point premium, so there's something there. But yeah, that's what we'll go with. All right. So back to you then, Brownies. Judkins and Henderson are all in the same tier. Oh yeah, absolutely. Judkins, Henderson go back and forth. To me, it's gonna kind of depend on landing spot. Right now, I guess I'd have Judkins slightly ahead, but Henderson has a larger skill set, I guess. So yeah, that's where it's tough. All right, he's going with Tet. Okay. Here we go. All right, back to you, Jelly Roll. Yeah, like between Judkins and Henderson, either of them has a chance to possibly go in the back end of the first round, but either of them I could see dropping all the way into the third round. So I'm really interested to see how the NFL drafts these guys, because there's so many running backs. How early do they want to use a draft pick on this with so many running backs being there? How many teams want to actually pay up for a running back right now? All right, so back to me, huh? Well, I am going to go Quinshawn because, like I said, I've got him and Travion back to back, so I'm not backing down on that as of yet right now. So we're going back to back Ohio State running backs there. And this is where some people might have a tier break. For me, I think that this is just part of one large mega tier because personally I like the other running back as well, Caleb Johnson, the 2 wide receivers, 3 if you want to throw Travis Hunter in there. All right. Tight end premium, half-point tight end premium. So, yeah. I know it's not large. It's not a 0.75 or a full point, but it's still at least something. So you can go with Warren. Okay. All right. There we go. Tyler Warren to the Brownies. Now we're over to the roll. We got the Brownies and the roll in the house. And there we go. There we go. All right, Brownies, it's on you. You're gonna go Shadur. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm not as down as I had been on Shadur. I think that the whole combine interview thing got a little overhyped. He obviously had been coached by his dad and some things to say. And, it's really overrated, the whole interview at the combine. I just think that these teams put way more into evaluating players than just one interview at the combine. All right. Yeah. So I'm going to stick to what I see, and that for me would be Caleb Johnson here. I think Caleb's a top 10 back. He could easily end up getting selected ahead of either of the Ohio State running backs in the real NFL draft, and thus bump up his draft capital in the dynasty drafts that we're doing. So I'm going to stick with Caleb at 9. I like the other wide receivers. This is a running back heavy draft. You got to go where the strength is. Let's go on with the steal of the draft, Luther Burden. All right. Hey, I like Luther too. Really like this first tier. I'll just say that. To me, this first mega tier includes all these picks to about the 13th pick, which would be the 201. So yeah, you've got a couple more or one more wide receiver here, and then one more tight end and one more quarterback, at least in my tier. He's going to go Trey Harris. Okay, I don't have Trey Harris up quite that high, but I can also understand because I do believe Trey Harris has the talent to potentially be the top wide receiver in this class. So I don't hate it. All right. I am going to go with the Lemke Egbuka here. There we go. I don't know if I like Egbuka or Burden better. It really is going to come down to the landing spot for those two. He's been your wide receiver 3 for a minute. Yeah. No, I love Harris's talent. I just have him behind Burden and Egbuka. Now that could change if Harris were to go in the first round and Burden and Egbuka slide even. We've seen Burden go in some mock drafts in the second round, so who knows? We've got one more receiver whose draft capital is kind of up in the air right now too, and there he is, Matthew Golden. All right. One's going to be very landing spot dependent because he isn't quite as versatile as Burden and Egbuka. He did improve his route running, but I still don't know. There it is, Jackson Dart. Okay. And so for me, this last pick I'm going to take I still can't take Travis Hunter. I know a lot of people are saying Cleveland will take him at 2 and then he's going to be a wide receiver. But to me, this would be one large mega tier. I would have Trey Harris and Golden at picks 202 and 203. And if you want to throw them into the first mega tier, go ahead. But my point being is that I have no problem in this year's draft trading down from like the 102, 103, 104, even 105, trading back and getting 2 picks within this point up until the pick 203. I don't mind, trading the 104 back to say get a 108 and 201. That's fine with me. In other years, you were trying to trade up into like the top 5. But this year, other than Genty, I don't know that there's anybody worthwhile trading up that far for. I really like Omarion Hampton, but I don't know that he's really that much better than Henderson or Judkins. All right, he's going to Travis Hunter. Okay, back to you, Roll. And where do you go now? This is the question, because now we get into that tier. For me, there's like, dude, the next 11 running backs could all be interchanged based on landing spot, because they all have their own little quirks that make one better than another. Ollie Gordon has been getting round 3 draft capital. Yeah, that would be great. I mean, like Ollie Gordon, I could see landing at Pittsburgh. He could go to Dallas. He could go to a lot of good landing spots. And to be honest, he doesn't even have to go in round 3. If he goes to Pittsburgh in round 4 or 5, I like it. I mean, he's going to be the guy on first and second down there. Ollie Gordon's got a great opportunity to be very fantasy relevant rookie season talking. And so I'm still liking it. You're going with Ollie? Okay. All right. Not a problem with that pick. Okay. There we go. All right. So for me, I am I'm going to go with the thumbnail, Jalen Milroe, just so I can chat about him real quick, and none of you clowns take him. I love Milroe's ceiling. That's really what it comes down to. He has the best rushing ability of any of the guys in any of the quarterbacks in this draft. And so if he gets in the right spot, even if he sits for the majority of his first season, and Brownies went Dylan Sampson, Jalen Milroe is that wild card in the second round you could get that could be worth a first rounder next off season. So similar to what happened with Jalen Hurts. Okay. I would have taken Milroe if Gordon was off. Yeah. Good. So you understand what I'm talking about then, Roll. Yeah. And I think Milroe, he might not be so much of a secret now after running that 4.37. That doesn't help the people who are hoping he would fall. Devin Neal, you want next? All right. Good pick. So next up here, I am going to. All right, I'm going to do it and go with my wide receiver who, man, he still has not moved up that far. This is what I'm talking about. If we would have done. I don't know where he is. I'm just going to type him in. Okay. There we go. All right, Jalen Noel. Obviously had a great combine, and so I am following suit. I think he is right there, to me, right behind Trey Harris and Matthew Golden as my wide receiver 6. Jalen Royals up next. Good pick. I like him too. Don't hate on that pick. All right. Now, back to you, Roll. Got a couple more running backs that I really like here. Definitely no quarterback. And then you got the 3 or 4 tight ends that come up next. Yeah, Royals and Noel, both could go round 2 of the NFL draft. So we'll see where they land. Both are they're both pro ready. Jalen Royals would have had monster stats had he not gotten injured halfway through his last season. Similar to Trey Harris in that regard, but Jalen Royals, dude, can ball. He's been comped to Amon-Ra and Steve Smith by a couple guys that I pay good attention to. And so I am on board the Royals train. DJ Giddens, there it is. All right. Giddens is somebody I'm not sure what team he fits in great with, but with his strong combine, he has definitely moved up and no longer a secret either. I am going to roll. I'm just going to go Cam there. Going Scatabo. Scatabo has gone up and down in the mock drafts. I don't know if he's going on day 2 anymore. All it takes is one guy to like him, though. RJ Harvey. All right. Good pick. That's who I was thinking as well. There we go. All right. Back to you, Roll. Yeah, this is still all part of the second mega tier for me. Like I said, it's kind of going. Oh, I see. Roll, you wanted Harvey, but it was Brownie's turn. Okay, Brownie, who do you want? Savion Williams? Okay. We'll do this. There we go. Okay. Now back to you, Roll. We'll go, I'm assuming, Harvey. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Back to me here. And I am going to go, I'm not totally in love with this guy, but from all indications, he's going to go day 2, maybe even day 1, I've heard, but I don't know. I'll go with Alec Ayamaner. He seems like he's going to be pro ready too. Somebody that can play right away. And I like that out of the rookies. I don't want somebody like my favorite last year, Javon Baker, who obviously wasn't pro ready. And similar to Burton, just kind of sat and did nothing. All right, now we're getting into the tight ends. Elijah Arroyo, good pick. Still got a few running backs in this big mega tier for me, at least. But I think we've hit up all the receivers. Savion Williams, I would have not had this high, but I know people love the build, and I can't hate on that because he does have the body type to be a monster. All right. Sorry, who did you... Mason Taylor. All right. And then I am going to go Harold Fannin because I think all 3 group in well together. Now I know that Arroyo and Mason Taylor both had better combines, but I'm not going to let... It's not like Fannin had a terrible combine, okay? So I'm not going to let that scare me off of Fannin. And any dude that puts up 1,500 yards, I don't care if you put up 1,500 yards in high school, that is noteworthy, okay? So I think that Fannin, getting in the right spot, he could produce. Is he going to be a top 5 tight end ever? I don't know. He might just be like an Isaiah Likely type, but that's all right in the 3rd round. I don't hate on it. Damian Martinez, here we go. We get into some of the 1st and 2nd down grinders here. Damian Martinez, another guy who, if the Steelers don't sign someone like, say, J.K. Dobbins, they could be eyeing up a Damian Martinez to be their first and second down grinder. I love that dude. All right. Who are you looking at here, Roll? Going Higgins? Okay. Jaden Higgins, another one who had a solid combine, teammate of Jalen Noel. But they worked well together. They were quite the tandem, sort of like Evans and Godwin, right? Noel was more of the guy that moved around. Higgins was the true X receiver there at Iowa State. Okay, I am going to go back to the running back well here and grab my guy who has not been taken yet, and that's Bashul Tootin. I think some of the combine hype has worn off of him a little. People have studied more of him, realized that he fumbled a lot, but I am not going to let that deter. If he's sitting there for me at 309 in any of my leagues, I'm going to be taking him. Yeah. Okay, back to you, Brownies. Tootin's just a guy that could blow up. And so that's a kind of shot I want to take at with a pick like the 309 there. Maybe early, but who is it? ETN? Nah, man, at this point, ETN, that's fine. At this point, you just grab who you like. The hit rates on players in the third, fourth round is so low. Like, seriously, how many players hit from last year in the third and fourth round? We got what? Bucky Irving, Tyron Tracy, maybe Jalen McMillan you could consider. Other than that, you had nothing. So that's 3 guys out of 24 picks. Okay. That's not a good hit rate. Now, I believe the running backs are better this year, and I think that you could have 3 or 4 guys hit from the third round. All right. But you got to realize once you get to this range, like the hits are few and far between. Rocket Sanders. Yeah, love him. Okay. Another dude that's just built, ready to go for the NFL. I mean, it is just sick the amount of running backs in this class. I am going to go with Bucky's teammate, Jordan James, another first and second down grinder. Put it this way, if Bucky played so well last year and Jordan James and him were 50-50 split at Oregon, I'm willing to take the dice roll on Jordan James with the 312. Not that I hate either of the other. I mean, I've got Rocket Sanders ranked higher. I don't know. I forgot about him. I should have taken it. I have him ranked like 21st, I think, on my Patreon rankings, which is a cheap plug there. Go ahead and check those out after the show. If you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe if you like what you've seen so far. Jack Beach from TCU going next. 2 Brownies. There we go. Solid pick. Beach is the type of guy, he's got to get in the right situation, but he could provide solid play. He's a blocker, played tight end from time to time there when he was at LSU. So, yeah, Jack Beach is a Besh Beach. I don't know. I've heard it both ways. Who are you looking at now here, Roll? You're going with Bond? Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's what's happened with Isaiah Bond. Look at it. What 140 did to him. Just plummeted the draft board. I mean, he would have been going, if he would have shut his mouth and just ran a 4.33, he'd probably still be going in the second round of our rookie mock drafts. But now, like the Matthew Golden hype just shut him up and moved him down. All right. I am going to go with Rashard Smith. Yeah, I can't let him go anymore. That pick's for my co-host, Matt English. Yeah. Matty was all over Rashard before the combine, and he showed up. Rashard's the type of dude that kind of reminds me of a more athletic Rachaad White. So I hate comparing guys all to my Buccaneers or Rashard Smith is a more athletic Tyron Tracy, put it that way. Okay. Donovan Edwards next. Okay. Another solid banger. Both Michigan running backs, Donovan Edwards and Mullings, are both solid dudes. If Harbaugh grabs either of those guys to sit behind Najee for a year, you could see those guys getting plenty of action come year 2. All right. Who you want to go with now, Roll? Dylan Gabriel. All right. Now we have a little QB run here with the backup QBs. Dylan Gabriel, I'm telling you, he's a dude. If I think he'd fit well with Chip Kelly and Pete Carroll there in Vegas. Okay. Let's see now. I don't want to let my bias kill me here, but just make sure I'm not missing someone. All right, I'm going to do it. I don't like him at all, but I just know he's going to get the draft capital, so I'm going to take Quinn Ewers. Ewers is still somebody who has an outside shot at being able to be a starter year 1, so that's the only reason I went there. Really don't like his game. Back to you, Brownies. So this is obviously the range. I would say going back to, well, Sanders and James I both liked. And so after that, I would probably just be trading out, kicking the picks forward, trying to squeeze a third somehow, a future third, but I don't know if you can do that with this draft or not. There's still some good players here. You just grabbed one. I love Xavier Restrepo. That guy is like Wes Welker reincarnated. And if he goes somewhere, it may take a year of seasoning, getting used to the NFL, but he's going to try and he's going to perform on special teams for you. He's going to be on an NFL team for a long time. Who we going with here? Jelly Roll. Now, I'm thinking quarterback because if I'm picking in this range, I want to go, he's going Jaquindon Jackson. Okay. All right. So I am going to lean. There we go. Okay. I got one more dude I want to grab, and that's Terrence Ferguson. I like him and Gadsden. I don't want Ferguson to go undrafted again. The last few weeks that we've done this, Ferguson's gone undrafted. He deserves to get drafted. He could get day 2 draft capital. There's a lot of good tight ends in this draft. I don't want to let them go. I still see 2 more tight ends that I really like. And it's awesome to see. I may be able to get them as UDFAs in my leagues. So, yeah, very deep, nice tight end rooms here. And like if you go back to the 2017 class, which was awesome at running back and ironically awesome at tight end as well, you can see the Bucks took what's his face, OJ Howard. He was the first tight end off the board. There we go, Gunnar Helm. Okay, Gunnar Helm had a rough combine. He got hurt stumbling out of the blocks, and it just ruined his combine. And now his draft stock just plummeted. Now, I don't think the NFL teams will let him plummet that far, but you can see what's happened here. Now, I am going to go. Yeah, he's too far down. Tyler Shook from Louisville. He's going to be a solid backup. Oh, it was your pick, actually. Will Howard. Sorry. There we go. And I'm going to finish it off with Tyler Shook. There we go. There we have it. All right, 4 rounds, fellas. What do you say? Do you want to do another one? I mean, I'm ready. I'm all for it. Now, going back over this, do you see anybody that you think fell too far based off of how we were going? I like we had the little tight end run there in the third because I have a sort of a tier. You'll do another? Okay. Let's rattle it. Let me get it started here. Delete this one. Okay. Start it up. I'll get you the link real quick. I got to change the settings here to linear. There we go. Boom. Here's the link. I will set it right here for you guys. There it is. Okay. Go ahead and grab that, and we will fire up another one. I am ready. I'm ready to do this. I love seeing this. Guys, excited. We've got 4 weeks until the real thing. And pumped. I'm still debating whether to go to Green Bay for the NFL draft or to do it at home. It's going to be tough to do a show at the NFL draft. That's my only concern. Like, there's so much going on there. All these people, it's hard to do a show at the actual draft. So, Brownies, you going to join in this time again? Or no? Again? He had to hop off. Okay. All right. Well, it's you and me, roll. We'll go back and forth. I will claim spot 2. You go ahead and start us off. You going Genty? I can't see. I mean, in order for Genty to not be the 101 in just about every format, I think that he'd have to either go to the Saints take him, and then people are going to be scared because Kamara's still there. And Hampton would have to go not necessarily ahead of him, but if like Hampton fell into the laps of the Broncos, right? Awesome landing spot. I could see people taking Hampton over Genty then. Or even Cam Ward then. If Cam Ward goes number 1. Switch it up and take Hampton. Who knows? He could get. All right, go ahead. This is the first time we got Hampton going number 1 overall. All right, let's do it. Well, I'm still going to take Genty because I'll tell you what. Even if the Saints take him at some point during that first season, Genty's going to be too good, and he's still going to smash. So I've got no problem. But I laid out the scenario there. He goes to the Saints. Maybe both running backs fall, and Genty goes to somebody random that we weren't expecting, like a pick. Like Tampa's not going to take him, but Henderson? Okay. Then I'm going to go right behind you with Judkins. So there we go. Top 4 picks, all running backs. Hey, like it. That's the way this draft is set up for your running backs for the future. You're going to go Ted over Cam Ward. Okay. Let me ask you this, Roll. What is your ideal? Who do you want to see Ted McMillan get drafted by? That's the question. Who do you want him to go to? Because I could see him going to the Patriots, the Raiders, Panthers, Saints in the top 10. Chargers if you had the number 1. Yeah, that'd be tasty. It'd literally be Keenan Allen and Mike Williams all over again with Ladd and Ted McMillan. That would be, I have enough Justin Herbert that I would absolutely love that landing spot. Totally love it. You're going Shador. All right. Fair enough. Oh. Here we go. All right. So now it gets tricky because I like Tyler Warren, but I like Caleb as well. I can't pass on. I'm taking Tyler. All right. There's been some landing spots that have scared me with Tyler Warren, but we all were scared by Brock Bowers' landing spot last year. So you got Shador at number 1, QB number 1 in this class. Yeah, I don't hate that. I mean, it's not like Cam Ward is some – I don't know that Cam Ward can be a top 10 dynasty quarterback. That's the thing here. You're picking Cam Ward because you need quarterback, really. What it boils down to, because you should be drafting a running back in this class. First round, I am eyeballing the running backs. Going Luther Burden. All right. Definitely don't hate that. Okay. I am going to go back to Caleb Johnson. It's tough between Caleb Johnson and Ibuka, but without landing spots, I just got to go with my evaluation, and I just have Caleb, I guess, 1 pick ahead of Burden and Ibuka. That's really all it is. They're all in the backside of this big mega tier to me. But that said, I don't hate the Omarion Hampton pick number 1. It's just the first time I've seen it, though. He's going back to Trey Harris. All right, I got you. You like Trey? It's all good. I like this because now I'm getting my picks down, my order much more stabilized. I'm going Jackson Dart here at 12. There we go. All right. Trey Harris is somebody I'm going to be all over, though, from the 202 to 204 range. Hey, I like Dart, dude. I'm telling you, I've seen mocks where they go 1, 2, 3. It goes Cam Ward, Shador, and Dart. I don't know that that's going to happen, but I'm pretty sure Dart is a first-round quarterback now. Pittsburgh would be a great landing spot for him. And, we've got Russ out there still and Aaron Rodgers. I just think one of them ends up back there in Pittsburgh. I don't know. All right, you're going at Ibuka here. All Dude, you get a Buka in the second round, that is a great pick. Buka's ready to go. Power slot. He is ready. Okay. Now I'm going to go Colson Loveland because I still have him in the him and Warren to me are very close. So now with Ingram going to Denver, we know that that's probably one spot he won't go to now. Of course, the Indianapolis landing spot is what's scaring all of us, but don't be too scared. I'm going Milrow there at the 204. I think he is, to me, right near or at the top of my second big mega tier. Just the difference maker he can make with his legs is worth it for me. All right. Going back to Ollie Gordon. All right. I hear you. You are not afraid of Ollie. I like it. Okay, I am going to go back to wide receiver here. Grab Noel. I still can't believe he hasn't moved up the boards. Like, I don't know. I guess I'll have to pump him up myself. But I'm pretty sure he's going round 2 in the NFL draft. So I've got no qualms about taking him right there in the middle of round 2. All right. Here's the tough pick, because this is where, do you want to take Travis Hunter or not? He's going Dylan Sampson. All right. He's going to make me bite the bullet. I will go Travis Hunter. Fine. So if Hunter goes somewhere and he does play wide receiver full time, you get him in the back half of the second round. That is going to be the steal of this draft. Like I was talking about hit rates with third and fourth round picks. Same goes for the second round. It's not quite as bad, but really it's like a 50-50 shot, second rounders. Like just look at last year's draft class, for instance. Again, it was a great draft class, and yet the second round only hit, 5 guys maybe? You had a lot of misses in the second round. We went Arroyo. All right. I go running back, and I will grab Devin Neal this time, because I do have Devin Neal still up there. Great first and second down banger. Devin Neal, boring name, boring game, but that is David Montgomery all over again. All right. What do we want there? Roll. Who we going with? So you definitely like Arroyo over Mason Taylor and Fannin then. Don't hate it. We'll see who gets drafted first amongst the 3. But any of those 3, and you can even include Ferguson in that mix, any of those 4 could end up being the tight end 1 in this class. I mean, Warren definitely has the best skill set. Colson Loveland's going to play all 3 downs right away because he's the best blocker of them all. But, all right, going Giddens. Okay. There he is. All right. Now, make sure. I've been picking more Alec Ayamanar just so I don't forget about him. all the hype is that he's pro ready, and but what does that mean? Is he just Michael Wilson, or is he pro ready like Puka Nacua was pro ready? I don't know. It's tough to say. Sadion Williams. All right. There we go. There he is. Okay. I will go back to Cam Scattaboo. I just can't give up on the guy. It's too fun. Just reminds me of plays with the heart like Baker. I mean, whether he's got to play special teams the first few weeks or what, he's going to find a way onto the field. That's Scatabo. All right, Jalen Royals. Okay. There we go. Okay, I am going to go. I'll go RJ Harvey. There we go. Yeah, this part of the draft is going to be very hard to see any sort of, even after the NFL draft, see any sort of consistent ADP developing, because there is just so much talent with these running backs. You're just basically picking your favorite. Mason Taylor. Okay. Then I am going to go with my guy because I don't want somebody else getting him. That's Bayshul. There we go. All right. I've got a lot of third and fourth round picks, so I'm gonna be in heaven come my rookie drafts in May. I'm saying there is a lot of value down there. I think that because there's so many running backs, we could see more hits than normal. We'll put it that way. He went Fannin. Okay. There we go. Now I am gonna go. All right, I'll go Brashard. There we go. I'll let you take the tight ends this time around. Roll. Yeah, but back to the running backs. There's so many. Like I said, this is a group of like 11 running backs here. And your guess is as good as mine as to which ones hit. But I think they're all going to be fighting for playing time right away out of the gate. I'm going to go DeVito Martinez. And then still got a couple other bangers I like here. Dude, I'm telling you, I just can't pass on the running backs in this range. Jordan James, that's who I wanted. All right. Got me on that one. Okay. So now I have to look elsewhere. Okay. Let me make sure there's no wide receiver I'm missing. Okay. Running back. Yes, there we go. Rocket Sanders. See, even when I get sniped, there's still somebody there. Just a ridiculous running back class. So that's about, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That would be where I think there's a tier break now And yes, now we're rolling into the fourth round. But for me, I would have these running backs up a little higher. I don't have Savion Williams as high, and that's about it. Jaden Higgins I wouldn't be picking just because I don't love the profile, but the guy did well at the combine. It's hard to hate on him. You want Besh again? Okay. Here we go. All right, now it gets tough. I'm going to have to take Ewers, even though just makes me sick. But like I said, I could see him going to one of the top 5 or 6 teams that are picking in the top 6. Like whether it's Cleveland or Tennessee or the Raiders, they don't pick a quarterback in the first or second round, they could grab him in the third, and then he'll get a shot. I'm going Trevor. Okay. Here we go. There he is. Okay. I'm going to go back to quarterback, and I am going to go Will Howard. All right. Now, the reason I'm picking the backup quarterbacks is because just the way the quarterback position has gone the last few years, you've seen these backup quarterbacks get opportunity. And I think that Will Howard, Quinn Ewers, Kyle McCord even, a lot of these, Dylan Gabriel, all of those dudes are ready to be NFL backup quarterbacks. They're not going to be relegated to third string. So I think that you're going to see at least a couple of these dudes be their team's backup quarterback right away. And we all know what kind of opportunities those guys have got. All right, he's going Dylan Gabriel. All right. There we go. I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to take Kyle McCord in this one. There we go. He's just a gunslinger. Love that guy. All right. So here you see it playing out, and so that's how I'm looking at it. Second half of round 2 through round 3, I am personally looking at running backs, and then you get to round 4, I'm looking quarterback. Maybe a running back that might have fallen, maybe a tight end. Jaquindon Jackson, you got it. There we go. All right, I am going to jump on Terrence Ferguson here. There we go. I'll take a tight end. Ferguson falls this far. Okay. Again, like I said, Ferguson could go day 2, and the second, third round draft capital is pretty solid for tight ends. He's a guy that can play all downs. I've seen him comped to Gronk. Now, that was a comp in saying that he could play all downs. Somebody also said Kelsey, which really what it was getting at with those two comps is that he knows how to find space in the defense. That's really what it was, that they were comping him to those guys. But, it's not like Kelsey or Gronk were first-round picks either. George Kittle was a fifth-round pick, okay? So that's why I'm saying I love these. I went with Strepro this time. I love these tight ends this year, especially grabbing one of the later tight ends in Arroyo, Mason Taylor, Fannin, Ferguson. Love all those guys. Got 2 picks here left. Coming right up on an hour. I don't know who I want to take here in the last pick. We got for us, Roll. Who are you squeezing up here? I think I got one. Yeah, I'm gonna Khalil Mullings. All right. I am going to go running back as well. Let me get yours in there. There's Mullings. I am going to go Jarquez Hunter. He is a smaller dude, but he can fly. Jarquez out of Auburn. There we go. Okay. Roll, thank you very much tonight for participating. Any other questions you've got for me on the rookie draft? If you want to throw it in there right now, quick, go ahead. Be my guest. And again, remember, you can, picture perfect draft. Love it. Great job, Roll. Like your thoughts. You're bold on Trey Harris. I like it because, like I said, Trey Harris has enough talent that he could end up being the top wide receiver in this class. We got Jalen Milroe going. We got Dynasty 16-man trade that you did. All right, throw it at me. Let's see what you got. Superflex 16-man. That's a big boy. That's big boy talk. All right, start 11. What you got? I'm just in one 16-man Superflex league, so I'm pretty familiar there. You know all those quarterbacks that we were grabbing in the 4th round are going to be scooped up in that draft. So what trade did you pull off? For any of you that haven't been in a 16-man Superflex, I suggest you at least try it once, just to see how crazy it gets at quarterback. That's all I need to say right there. Ooh. So what's your trade roll? Here we go. Traded Penix and a 27-second for Ladd and a 26 first. Thoughts? You already had Caleb, McCarthy, Levis, and Rodgers. Okay. So you're good if Rodgers happens to sign in Minnesota, because then you still have the Minnesota quarterback. Ideally, you get Rodgers to sign with Pittsburgh, and then you've got 3 starting quarterbacks. But yeah, I definitely don't hate that part of it. You don't need to roster, especially in a 16-team Superflex. You don't need to be rostering 4 starting quarterbacks, okay? And Levis, obviously, he still has an outside shot at being Tennessee's starting quarterback this year. So, yeah, you traded the one that was probably the most sought after, okay? It's not the one that you wanted to trade, but it was the one that others wanted. And so for you to jump up to a 26 first from a 27 second, that's awesome. I mean, Ladd and Penix are pretty equal value-wise. In a 16-team Superflex league, Penix probably carries a little bit more weight being a quarterback. But with your quarterback room, that's a great deal. I like it. You pick up that 26 first. I don't know where that guy is standing in the league. If he missed the playoffs last year, that's even better for you. Okay, now you did give him a quarterback, so that'd probably help him. Because honestly, Penix, I would have as the top quarterback in this draft. I think he's better than Cam Ward or Shadir. So pocket passer, similar to both of them, with a little bit of athleticism, but neither of them is going to, be a top 5 dynasty quarterback ever. All right. So, yeah, I give you a thumbs up on that one, Roll. It's tough to trade quarterbacks in a 16-team Superflex league, but you did the right thing there. And hopefully for you, that 26 first is early to mid, and then you can even capitalize on it much, much more. Because a 27 second in a 16-team Superflex, we went over the hit rates there. Second rounders in a 12-team league are like 50-50. Second rounders in a 16-team league are even less than that. So, you're going to get another premium player or have the flexibility to trade that 26 first in season to help you this upcoming year. I don't know that hopefully you still have your own 26 first, but if you don't, now you have one at least. But if you do, now you've got some ammo going into next season. Penix was hard to give up, but Ladd is a beast, and upgrading from a second to a first is worth it. Bingo. Absolutely. Needed wide receiver help. That's one way to do it for sure. Because Ladd would be right there with Tet McMillan based off of what he did last season. If you threw Ladd into this year's draft now and you could pick him after one season, you could throw him into here. Yeah, he'd be going right there neck and neck with Tet McMillan. So, and now you already know Ladd is latched on to a solid quarterback in Herbert. So, yeah, I like that deal. I don't care what anybody else says. That's the way to go. And that's a great example, folks, of when you have excess value at the quarterback position, don't be afraid to trade the one that you don't want to trade. Okay. You are not going to, if he held fast and tried to trade Levis or Rodgers only, he's going to get crickets, right? Nobody wants Will Levis right now. In that league, even being a 16-team superflex, he probably could have gotten a third maybe for Levis. Rodgers, probably the same. The guy is 41. Nobody's going to give you anything of significance. Maybe he could have waited until he signed and gotten a second for him, but no. Instead, he decided to trade Penix. He's still going to score probably the same amount of points out of his quarterbacks that he's got, Caleb, McCarthy, and Rodgers. He's going to probably score similar or close to the same amount of points at the quarterback position if he had kept Penix. So now he's gaining value in his starting lineup with Ladd McConkey. That is the perfect way to do things. And so awesome job there, Roll. All right. You got any other questions for me quick before we get on out of here? Just a reminder, check out my Patreon. You can get my rookie rankings there. It's just $3 a month. You get special articles also in there. You can go through the archives, see my old videos. And right now, if you sign up, you get a roster review as well. So don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. The Roll, thank you tonight. It's an awesome time drafting with you. Yeah, you bet, man. You have a great night. Please hit the like and subscribe. The 100th subscriber, again, gets another roster review as well. With that, I want to remind you all to make sure you never stop working.